الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. So as we continue discussing the book Bulugh al-Maram by Hafid ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah, where he have collected a hadith al-Ahkam. So a series of hadith that discuss concerning different ahkam of Islam, and we're covering starting concerning from Kitab al-Tahara. We're discussing concerning the different type of tahara that one is required to fulfill in carrying out the act of salat. So we're discussing in particular Bab al-Wudu. So those things that relates to wudu, regarding the ahkam of wudu, and we'll be discussing concerning the hadith today, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr, and also the hadith that follows the hadith of Abu Hurairah ta'ala anhuma. So we'll read the hadith, the first hadith, then discuss that hadith. Then when we complete discussing the hadith and the ahkam that can be taken from that hadith, then we'll discuss the second hadith that follows in this series. So we'll ask the reader to read the first hadith of the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr. Then after we complete this hadith, we'll discuss the hadith that follows. Tafaddal.
Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam wa rasulillah. Page number 29, hadith number 33. Narrated Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu, regarding the description of ablution. Then he, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wiped his head, inserted his index fingers into his ears, and wiped the exterior of his ears with his thumbs. Reported by Abu Dawood and Nasa'i. Ibn Khuzaymah graded it Sahih.
So as the hadith is mentioned regarding of those acts that relates to wudu. So the author here, Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, that he mentioned a hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhuma fi sifat al-wudu, that describe the sifat al-wudu. فقال ثم مسح عليه السلام برأسي, where the Prophet ﷺ that he wiped his head or placed his hands over his head. وأدخل إصبعيه سباحتيه في أذنيه. Then he placed his two fingers to wipe over his ears. Use his fingers to wipe over, or both his fingers to wipe over his ears. Then I mentioned ومسح إبهاميه ظاهر أذنيه. Then also he uses some to wipe the exterior of his ears. So they mention أخرجه أبو داود نسائي وصححه ابن خزيمة. So this is the hadith that we study first regarding أحكام الوضوء. As for the mawdu of this hadith is discussed concerning mas al-udhanayn. So this hadith is discussing more in detail regarding how to go about wiping of the ears. So we had this. So Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, when he mentioned the hadith of Uthman ibn Affan that covers regarding the wiping of the ears, but he didn't go into detail as to how to go about doing so. So this hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr, it gives us more detail as to exactly how to go about wiping of the ears. So the first of those things to be discussed is takhrij of the hadith. So the first regarding this hadith, or of those things to be covered, is takhrij of the hadith. So making takhrij of the hadith, or mentioning the source of the hadith. He mentioned akhrajahu Abu Dawood. So that hadith can be found in Abu Dawood, in his Sunan, when Nasa'i, while they mention wasahahu ibn Khuzaymah. So he mentioned three sources that I've mentioned this particular hadith. So in the print of Allaq, when he mentioned this hadith, he mentioned akhrajahu Abu Dawood, Nasa'i, Muqtasaran, وكذلك Ibn Majah. Then he mentioned Ibn Majah, وإسناد عندهم جميعا حسن. And he mentioned the hadith is with all of them, the hadith is Hasan. That's concerning what is mentioned here by Halak regarding its tahqiq of this book. So as for what is mentioned, the next takhrij, in brief takhrij that is mentioned also by Sheikh this takhrij by Dr. Mahir Al-Fahl, when he mentioned in this hadith, he mentioned hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr that he mentioned there regarding concerning takhrij al-arba. He mentioned that hadith akhrajahu Ahmed in his Musnad, Abu Dawood, Nasa'i, Ibn Jarud, Ibn Khuzaymah. So he mentioned these are some of the sources where this hadith can be found. So he mentioned Ahmed, Abu Dawood, Nasa'i, Ibn Jarud, Ibn Khuzaymah, and also Bayhaqi. So these are the sources that he mentioned with this hadith. The sources Ahmed, Abu Dawood, Nasa'i, Ibn Jarud, Ibn Khuzaymah, and also Bayhaqi. And he mentioned the hadith here is Sahih. He mentioned this hadith is Sahih. So that's a simple. So that's concerning that of those books that I've collected this hadith by way of takhrij. Then as for what is mentioned, so that's concerning the hadith here. And he mentioned the hadith that ulama mentioned the hadith is Sahih. As for those things that we'll cover next regarding this particular hadith that we'll cover concerning after this hadith. So they mentioned regarding concerning this hadith, and the next of those things after takhrij of the hadith regarding sifat al-mas al-udhunay, that we'll mention regarding concerning that as they mentioned concerning by Sheikh Abdullah Fawzan, that this hadith actually is a portion of a lengthy hadith. So it's only a portion of the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As radiyallahu anhuma, where they mentioned, they gave a description regarding sifatul wudu. But the author here, Ibn Hajar, he took only a portion of this hadith so as to prove the point regarding how to go about wiping of the ears. As the hadith of Uthman ibn Affan, it doesn't per se go into detail regarding wiping of the ears. So they mentioned hadith in the Abu Dawood. Also, Sheikh Abdullah Fawzan, he mentioned hadith in the Abu Dawood, Nasa'i, wa Ibn Majah Muqtasaran, as mentioned by some. Also the hadith in the Ahmad, wa Ibn Khuzaymah. And this hadith of, they mentioned this hadith that it is said to be hadith which is, as mentioned by Ibn Khuzaymah, hadith is Sahih. That the hadith is Sahih or Hasan. So the hadith is considered to be Maqbul. Of those hadith that are said to be Maqbul, which is hadith Sahih. Then the next of those things that we'll cover is regarding concern al-Rawi. So I mentioned something regarding the Rawi of the hadith was Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As. So as for Abdullah ibn Amr, that his name is Abdullah, his full name Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As ibn Wa'il al-Qurashi. So that's concerning Abdullah ibn As, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As ibn Wa'il al-Qurashi. That it mentioned that Abdullah and his father Amr ibn As, that both of them, that they made a hijrah qabla al-fath. So both of them, they made hijrah qabla al-fath. And Abdullah accepted Islam before his father. So the son accepted Islam before his father. So his father is Amr ibn As. So as for Abdullah, accepted Islam before his father, but then both of them, both father and son, made hijrah together. And this is before al-fath al-Mecca, before the fath of the opening of Mecca, the conquest or the Muslim having control over Mecca. And I mentioned also between the difference, the age difference between father and son. As I mentioned, لم يكن بين مولودهما إلا إثنتي عشر سنة. That between both of them, the difference between the age gap between both is only 12 years. So father and son, the difference between them in age difference, the gap between both is only 12 years. That as for Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, the son, so we're discussing concerning the son. So his father was only 12 years older than he was. So his father had him when he was able, that the age difference only 12 years age difference. وَكَانَ كَثِيرْ عِبَادَةً. As for Abdullah, he was known for a lot of ibadah and his worship. He gave a lot of attention to this matter regarding Qiyamul Layl, also regarding as-Siyam, that he was of those who was into his ibadah. And also Qira'atul Quran, where the Prophet ﷺ, because of the instruction regarding concerning that he should, of those who fast every other day, of those who would fast every other day. And also regarding Qira'atul Quran, he wants to do so, where the Prophet ﷺ instructed that he was instructed to do so, that he should do so every 3 days to complete the Quran. So he was known regarding his ibadah, to the extent that when he was younger, he would put a lot of effort regarding ibadah. When he got older, he kind of somewhat hoped that he had he took concerning that those concessions that was given by the Prophet ﷺ regarding these acts of ibadah, not doing them as often as he did so. Also Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, of those who حافظ that of those concerned لم يكن مكثر رواية, that he was of those was not known concerning that, مكثر رواية, that known concerning that he narrated hadith much. But even though that, but also he was known to be that, as I mentioned by Abu Hurairah, and when I mentioned regarding concerning that comparison between himself and Abdullah mentioned, قال ما أجد من أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكثر حديثا مني. That Abu Hurairah anhu, in comparing himself with other of the companions, he mentioned ما أجد من أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكثر حديثا مني, that there was none of the companions who narrated or memorized hadith more than I did. إلا ما كان من عبد الله ibn Amr, except for Abdullah ibn Amr. فإنه كان يكتب. Why? Because he used to record hadith. I mentioned ولا أكتب, and I did not record. So he mentioned regarding concerning hadith that of those companions who had recorded many hadith was Abdullah ibn Amr. He recorded hadith. Abu Hurairah did not record hadith. So he mentioned that he was of those who had memorized many hadith and also have recorded many hadith due to him recording this. Then, so it shows regarding concern that it shows concern regarding concern some of the Sahaba that they used to record hadith, and amongst them Abdullah ibn Amr. So Abdullah ibn Amr of those used to record hadith, and Abu Hurairah testify to this. And that hadith regarding what that statement of Abu Hurairah can be found in Sahih Bukhari. So of those, even though he recorded hadith, but those were very cautious regarding narrating hadith. So even though he recorded hadith, written hadith down, but was very careful and cautious regarding narrating hadith. So he of those was not very comfortable in narrating hadith a lot. So they mentioned regarding concern of the reason why he's not of those who are said to be of those who didn't narrate many hadith. That they mentioned of the reason that he was more involved regarding concerning acts of ibadah than that of teaching of the people. So of those who were not involved concerning ishtigal, bita'aleem was not, that he was not per se involved in ta'aleem and nas, more so he was involved regarding ibadah, concerning his own worship. And also they mentioned that, they mentioned also a second reason, لم يكن الرحلة إليهما, that he eventually, that he settled in Misr and Ta'if. So eventually Abdullah ibn Amr, he settled in Ta'if and also in Misr. We find that in those early days that not many people went those places regarding seeking of knowledge. So it was not per se of the renowned places of knowledge regarding Misr and also Ta'if. So you find that many people didn't go there, and he kind of settled there. So not many students to benefit from, as people then used to go more to Medina regarding knowledge. So Medina used to be the center, not per se Misr or Ta'if. So Abdullah ibn Amr, he settled there in those areas. Then as for, it is mentioned regarding concerning his death, that he died in the month of Dhul Hijjah, as mentioned by Ahmad ibn Hanbal, by Naqla and Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah, that he died in the month of Dhul Hijjah in the Sana 63. So he died in the 63rd year of the Hijrah. So he died in the 63rd or the 63rd year of the Hijrah. He died. So that's concerning Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As al-Qurashi ta'ala anhu rahimahullah ta'ala. So we had mentioned regarding concerning this hadith, if taqrib of this hadith, as mentioned that so as for the meaning of the salat, that's the next matter to be discussed concerning the meaning concerning to mention in the hadith mentioned sababatay, some narration mentioned sababatay. So they mentioned sababa. So it means concern. So the word concerning some have ha, sababatay, and some mention sababatay. So you have some which is both fingers are the same finger, which is used as a finger concerning for tashahhud. Then that's that finger that is used. And then ibhamatain, that concerning is thumb. So those are the fingers that are used regarding. So it is this finger that is used concerning tashahhud. And also the thumb that is used regarding wiping of the ears. So as for the ahkam that can be taken from this hadith, it discussed concerning matters pertaining to wiping of the ears. This hadith, it discussed concerning wiping of the ears. So of those matters that discussed between the ulama, you have several discussion. So the first of those masail are discussed concerning hal, as I mentioned concerning al-udhanan min al-ras. So after discussion between the ulama regarding this hadith and the related hadith, can or is the udhanan, is the ears a part of the head? Is the ears considered to be a part of the head regarding al-wudu? On this matter, there is a khilaf between the ulama. So you have aqwal between the ulama regarding is the ears to be included as a part of the head? Then there is a khilaf between the ulama on this matter. So the first of the aqwal of the ulama on this were of the ulama that they take the position regarding concerning with the qawl of jumhur of the ulama. So jumhur, majority of the ulama, that they have taken a position concerning that anna ذهب إلى أن أذنين من الرأس, where jumhur of the ulama that they take the position that their ears is a part of the head. And by this they mention حكمهما المس. So by this, that also the person is to wipe his ears. So and as he will wipe his head. So wiping of the head takes place. So the same thing will take place regarding wiping the ears. So that's the qawl of jumhur of the ulama. So jumhur of the ulama that they take the view that the ears takes the same ruling of the head. So both are to be wiped. That's the method of Ibn Abbas, Ibn Omar, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari from the Sahaba, also Ata, Ibn Musayyib, Hassan al-Basri, Omar ibn Abdul Aziz, Ibn Sirin, Sufyan al-Thawri, Ibn Mubarak, also amongst the Imma, so those from the Tabi'een, from amongst the Immat al-Arba, that's also the view that is taken. So of those that have this view, Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar, Abi Musa al-Ash'ari, Sa'id ibn Musayyib, Ata, Hassan al-Basri, Omar ibn Abdul Aziz, and Ibrahim al-Nak'i, Ibn Sirin, Sufyan al-Thawri, Abdullah bin Mubarak, and also from the amongst the Immat al-Arba of those who take this view, Malik ibn Anas, also Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Shafi, and also Imam Abi Hanifa and his companions. So of those of Imma, so that's the view taken by majority of the ulama amongst the Immat al-Arba, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Shafi, and also Imam Abi Hanifa, that they align to that view. So that's the view of majority of the ulama of past, of the Salaf, and also those who came after, that they take the position that udhanan min al-ras, that their ears are a part of the head. And by this, then as we'll discuss later, that a discussion between regarding concerning, is it compulsory for a person to wipe, that they hold that the person is to wipe the ears, but is wiping of the ears, is it wajib or not? That to be discussed separate. But they hold that the ruling that applies to the ears, to the head, apply to the ears, where the person must wipe over them. And they base their view upon the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that is mentioned, where Islam mentioned the hadith, that hadith of many narration where Islam mentioned al-udhanan min al-ras. So the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and that hadith of many narration where Islam have mentioned that mention al-udhanan min al-ras, that the ears, both ears are from the head. Both ears are from the head. That hadith of many narrations, you have many narrations of those who have narrated this hadith. So you have many Sahaba who have narrated this hadith, but there's some discussion regarding this hadith, regarding concerning all this narration, that there's some discussion regarding its authenticity, where they mentioned that over tisa, that over 9 or more companions who have narrated this hadith. So you find that either over more companions who have narrated this hadith, where they mentioned al-udhanan min al-ras, that the ears is a part of the head. That hadith, though, all the narrations, that they are questionable. All the narration, they are weakened, or said to be weak. We find that some of the ulama that all the hadith to be weak. So of the ulama, so that hadith somewhat is questionable, discussed under a lengthy discussion of the ulama all concerning all the narrations. So you find that they are mentioned concerning that. As for the ulama who have somewhat gathered all the narration of this hadith, you find the likes of Daraqutni in his Sunan and also Bayhaqi in his book Khilafiyat. So those two of the ulama of past, as Daraqutni and also Al-Bayhaqi, that they have gathered all the narration of this hadith from all the different companions, and they place them in their book. And also I've discussed these narration where they're of the ulama who all concerned the hadith, that that some all that with all the narrations that are there, the hadith can somewhat raise the level of being Hasan or Maqbul. And of the ulama who all concerned the hadith, in reality the hadith is mawquf. So all the narration are questioned with all that a hadith in reality is hadithul mawquf upon all the companions. So the hadith, they all it is mawquf, meaning it's a narration of the Sahaba, of the Sahaba, not going back to the Prophet of Islam. So a difference regarding the hadith being marfu', going back to the Prophet of Islam, there's a lengthy discussion regarding one, it being the case where of the ulama all those narrations going back to the Prophet of Islam regarding hadith, it is daif. But I mentioned what is more correct is the version of the hadith that goes back to the Sahaba, not to the Prophet of Islam. That is mawquf. So mawquf, meaning that the hadith, the narration go back to the Sahaba. Marfu, meaning that the hadith, it goes back to the Prophet alayhi salam. So Jumhur, so they mentioned that هذا قول هو قول جمهور أهل العلم. Regarding concerning that, what seems to be more correct, the correct version of the hadith, is that the hadith is mawquf, going back to the Sahaba, not to the Prophet alayhi salam. But also you find that many of the Sahaba, they have also stated something. So you find many Sahaba that have stated this view. So many of the companions who have somewhat stated this view regarding, or stated this statement regarding, that the ears is from the head. So you find the likes of that. So you find, so that's the view that is taken by majority. So majority of the ulama, even though they take the view regarding concerning that the ears is considered to be a part of the head. So that's the first view on that matter. The other view of the ulama on this, so you find of the ulama who have taken the other view. So that's the view that is taken by, as mentioned. The other view is, the ulama mentioned concerning that they all a view that is held concerning that both the ears and the head, that they consider to be adwan mustaqillan, that they consider to be two separate limbs, and they are not per se from the head nor from the face. So they mentioned, so it is not the ears, they are not to be said, the ears they're two separate limbs, they are not attached to the head, they are not per se, nor to the face. So they're not from the head nor from the face, but their own two separate limbs on their own accord. That's the view that is taken by Imam Shafi'i or some of the Shafi'iyah, that they are of this view, that the ears, both ears, are not attached to the head nor to the face, but they are two limbs, independent limbs. So that's a view that is taken by so they mention that those take the view that mention that both are to be wiped separately. So those who take this view that both the ears, that they are separate limbs on their own, they are not attached to the face, nor are they attached to the head, that they are two separate limbs, both ears. So they are to be, they mentioned that they are to be wiped separately. They are to be wiped separately, as I will mention, that's the view that is taken by some of the Shafi'iyah, and also the view that is said to be the view of Ibn Umar, also Hassan al-Basri, Ata, and Abu Thawr. That may align, that are attached to that view. The third view on this of the ulama is that the ears, that they are min al-wajh, that they are a part of the face, they are attached to the face, not to the head. So the second view is that the ears, they are a part of the face, they are part of the face, so they are to be washed. As the face is washed, so if they are part of the face, then they are to be washed. So they said everything that the person that faces, that is in front of the person's face, the ears is attached to it, so the ears also, both ears are to be washed, as one will wash the face. That's a view that is taken by Imam al-Zuhri, is of that view. So that's everything of the face and the ears, they are considered to be one of the same. And it is not a part of the ears. The fourth view on this, that they mention that they make a distinction with it. They mention that, a part of it, a part concerning the external part of the ears, it is a part of the face, and the internal is a part of the ears. So what is external is attached to the face, and what is internal is attached to the head. That's concerning of those who make that distinction. So whatever is So that's concerning that view, make a distinction between a part of the ears is from the face and a part it goes with the ears, with the head. But overall, concerning the aqwal of the ulama on that matter, regarding concerning that, but jumhur of the ulama, that they are more of the view that the ears, that they are a part of the face, that they are part of the head, that they are part of the head. So that's concerning those view that is held by the ulama on that matter. It is mentioned here regarding concerning that another hadith regarding concerning they mentioned concerning the hadith is that they mentioned yajib al-mas al-udhnayn ma ras, that a person is compulsory of the view that mentioned that I will discuss concerning the personal wiping of the ears, is it a must or not. But of those who take the view that concern, they use the hadith here to say that's the case. And of those who hadith that raja, that hadith marfu, going back to the Prophet Islam, is hadithun daif. But the hadith is authenticated, or that statement is authenticated, and many of the Salaf, amongst them Ibn Omar and the likes. Also of those who take this view, that they mention that there's other hadith that support this meaning. They mention the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, and Nabi Islam, Masa Rasuhu, the Prophet ﷺ that he wiped his head, wa udhanayhi, and also both his ears, marratan wahid, and he did so once. So he's wiped, the Prophet ﷺ wiped his head and his ears once. And that narration, they mentioned the hadith in Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Ibn Majah, and this is the hadith of Ibn Abbas. So that hadith is on Ibn Abbas, the Prophet ﷺ that he wiped his head and his ears once. And of the ulama, that they mentioned that hadith is authentic, So those who authenticate, they mentioned that from this, so this is supporting evidence to state that concern that they see as the head and the ears, that they are treated the same, and they are to be wiped once. To the extent we find that As-San'ani in his book Subul Salam, so San'ani, he mentioned in the book Subul Salam, mentioned kulluhum muttafiqun, that meaning concerned the ulama are in agreement, ala anna mashuma, meaning jumhur, that ala ras maratan wahid, that regarding concerning that wiping of the ears, you understand, anna masahuma ma ras, wiping of the ears, huma, meaning concerning wiping of the ears with the head is to be done once. A bima wahid, we can consider one set of water. So that's concerning of what is mentioned regarding concerning that matter. Then the next, so that's concerning the discussion. So the correct view is that Allahu alam, that the ears and the head there, they go together. So the next matter to be discussed to the extent we mentioned that Ibn Manda rahimahullah mentioned لا يعرف الماس الأذني من الوجه يثبت إلا ما رواه زيد بن أسلم عن عطاء عن ابن عباس أنه أراد على أن قال أنه مسح برأسه وأذنيه. So that's the same hadith we have mentioned regarding concerning this matter. The next topic, the next masala is regarding concerning the next masala that is mentioned here is hukum mas al-udhnayn. The next masala is regarding what is mentioned regarding concerning hukum mas al-udhnayn. That is it. The hukum was the ruling pertaining to wiping of the udhn. So hukum al-mas al-udhnayn. Is it something which is wajib to do so, or is it something which is mustahab? So that's the discussion. So wiping of the ears. So they mentioned that Jumhur of the ulama take the view that they are to be wiped. Both ears are to be wiped and not yaghsilan, and they are not to be washed. So the person does not wash, fill his hand with water and then wash his ears, but rather the person is to wipe his ears with his fingers. So that's the call of Jumhur of the ulama. So Jumhur of the ulama told the person is not to wash, but the person is to wipe with his fingers. Then they disagree regarding concerning this, those who take this view, that is it compulsory to wipe, or is it something which is sunnah, mustahab. Jumhur of the ulama, so the first view on this, that they take regarding concerning that, wiping of the ears, it is sunnah, fadila, ghayr lazima. So it is the first view, take the position that wiping of the ears, this is something which is sunnah, fadila, something very highly recommended to be done, but it is not compulsory. It is not ghayr lazima, but it is not compulsory. That's the first view, and that's the view of Jumhur of the ulama. That's the view of the of majority of the ulama. Amongst them who take this position, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Abu Hanifa, Abu Thawr, or Thawri, Thawri, yes, Abu Thawr, Awzahi, and Ibn Munzir. So regarding concerning this masala, this issue regarding, is it compulsory for a person to wipe his ears in wudu? Jumhur of the ulama take the position that a person, it is mustahab for a person, it is preferred for a person to wipe his ears, but it is not a must. And of those who take the position, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Abu Hanifa, Imam Thawri, Awzahi, Abu Thawr, and also Ibn Munzir. And they have come to this conclusion that it is something which is that's something which is a sunnah. They mentioned, there's no specific dalil that mentioned it is something wajib to be done. So they mentioned that there's no specific detail that clarifies that it is something wajib to be done or something we've been commanded to be done, but it's more so, and any type of specific detail regarding it we are being commanded to do so, they order to be daif. And the closest to what is used regarding, that say it is compulsory to mention al-udhunan min al-ras, that the ears are from the head, but there's a discussion regarding that hadith. So that's concerning the first view, who take that position that there's nothing specific to say it is compulsory that one should wipe the ears. So the Prophet ﷺ did so, but he didn't command us to do so. That's the first view, that is, so that they take the position is something which is sunnah fadila, but it's not ghayr lazima. The second position, annahu mustahabban. That is something which is, the second view is something which is wajiban. The second view, that wiping of the ears, it is wajiban. So to wipe both ears, it is wajib to be done. That's the madhab of the Hanabila. That's the madhab of the Hanabila, and also the view of Ishaq ibn Rahuya. So the view of Ishaq ibn Rahuya, that take the position, it is compulsory that one must wipe both ears. And the evidence, al-udhunan min al-ras. So the discussant said, al-udhunan min al-ras, that the ears, they are from the head. So they said, whatever is done regarding that is compulsory for a person to wipe his head, then also it's compulsory for a person to wipe his ears. And I also mentioned, and also they said that, and as in the ayah, wamsahu biru'usikum, that the ayah mentioned, wamsahu, that you should wipe, biru'usikum, that you should wipe over your heads. So they said, if wiping of the head is to be done, and that's compulsory, we're commanded, then if the ears take the ruling, follow the head, then also the ears is compulsory to be wiped. And also they mentioned that there's other hadith that describe regarding the Prophet ﷺ wiping of his, that mentioned this, that he always did so without not doing so. So regarding concerning the Prophet ﷺ performing wudu, that he will always wipe over his ears. So this kind of somewhat is clarifying what is mentioned in the ayah regarding ayatul wudu, wamsahu biru'usikum. That is in Ayat al-Ma'idah, verse 6. So that's concerning the evidence that they use regarding that matter. So that's that view that is mentioned regarding then. So that's concerning the next matter to discuss on this matter is the matter regarding the third matter regarding does the person in wiping the ears, so the person will wipe the head first, then it'll go to the ears. So in doing so, does the person in wiping of his ears, does he renew the water? Does he use a new, does he renew his, wet his hand again, or he just continue on from his ears? So the person continue on from his head to his ears, or the person then he use renew his water regarding wiping of the ears. I mentioned tajdeed al-ma. If the person use a different wet his hands again or not. On this matter, regarding concern the ulama, they have also a difference in the ulama on this matter regarding should a person renew his water in wipe of wetting his damp in his hand for wiping the ears after wiping the head. On this matter, you find that ذهب إليه ابن Omar, that they mentioned that أنه يأخذ لهما ما جديد, that of the ulama, the person should take a new water for his ears. So not to use the same water from the head, but use a different water for the ears. They mentioned that the view of Ibn Omar, and also Riwayah and Imam Malik, and also Imam Ahmed, and also the method of the Shafi'iyah. So of the ulama who hold that a person should renew the water for the ears. So renewing of the water for the ears by with the person dampen his hand. After the view of, they mentioned Ibn Umar from among the Sahaba of the Imam. After we have Imam Malik, a narration Imam Malik, also Ahmed ibn Hanbal, and also the method of the Shafi'i. So method of Shafi'i, alayhim rahmatullah jami'an. So it's mentioned by Imam Malik rahimahullah in his book Al-Muwatta, and Nafi' ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma قال أنه كان يأخذ الماء بأصبعيه أذنيه, that either they mentioned أنه كان يأخذ الماء, that he used to take water of his finger for his ears. So they mentioned that indicate from what they mean that no, أنه كان يأخذ ما, that he used new water for his ears. So that's concerning what is mentioned. And also some narration, Abdullah ibn Zayd, radiallahu anhu, you have some narration as mentioned by Hakim and Abdullah ibn Zayd, radiallahu anhu, قال أن النبي الإسلام أخذ بأذنيه ماء خلاف الماء الذي مسى به رأسه. So it mentioned regarding concerning a hadith in the Al-Bayhaqi, and they mentioned Al-Bayhaqi, قال Bayhaqi, هذا إسناد صحيح. So Bayhaqi rahimahullah, or the hadith to be sahih, with the Prophet alayhi salam, that and also Al-Hakim, that they mentioned the hadith here, that النبي الإسلام أخذ بأذنيه ماء خلاف الماء الذي مسى به رأسه, that Islam used new water, different water from that which he used for his head. He used different water for his ears, that which he used for his head. So you have that hadith that is discussed between of the ulama, that you find the likes of An-Nawawi or the hadith to be Hasan, and also so you have An-Nawawi who the hadith to be Hasan. So you have a discuss, so that's concerning that matter. Then the next view on this, then also you find that Imam Muslim rahimahullah, I've mentioned Al-Mahfud min hadith Imam Muslim, that riwayat Imam Muslim قال أن النبي الإسلام مسى برأسه بما غير فضل يديه, that he alayhi salam, that hadith in a Muslim, that the Prophet Islam, that he wiped his head with other than leftover water. So he wiped his head with other than leftover water, showing that he used water which was a new set of water for his ears and his head. So overall you have that, that's the view of the ulama regarding that matter. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah قال, Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah لم يثبت عنه عليه السلام أنه أخذ لهما ma'an jadid. So the second, so Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah mentioned that there is nothing authentic on the Prophet ﷺ that he would use new water for his ears. That regarding concerning not use new water for his ears. إنما صح ذلك عن Ibn Umar, but rather that's been authenticated on Ibn Umar. There's a hadith regarding concerning tajdeed al-ma that is mentioned upon the Prophet ﷺ, where the hadith mentioned is another concerning that of the mention min hadith Nimran ibn Jariya and Habihi Jariya أن النبي عليه السلام أنه عليه السلام أنه أمر بتجديد الماء لأذنين. So I mentioned concerning أنه أمر, that the Prophet ﷺ supposed to, the Prophet ﷺ commanded, instructed, give commands that تجديد الماء, that one should renew water for the ears, for both ears. قال عبد الحق الإشبيلي فيه نمران ابن جارية مجهول. فيه نمران ابن جارية مجهول. So مثل هذا إسناد ضعيف. They mention هو إسناد ضعيف. So Ibn Abdul Haq al-Ishbili, all the hadith to be mentioned hadith is ضعيف. So they mention based upon this that there is nothing that is direct upon the Prophet ﷺ that he renew water for wiping of the ears, that he use new water, renewed his water for wiping upon the ears. That's the view that is taken by some of the ulama, but what's been authenticated upon some of the Sahaba. As for the second view, so that's concerned the first view, that they mentioned that the second view all concerned that wiping of the ears, أنهما مستحبان مع رأس, that it is preferred for the person to do so. It is preferred for the person so to wipe them with the same water from the ears, then this is something which is, so not to renew, but for the person to use the same water, then to wipe both ears with that of the head, then I mentioned that is more preferred. So the ulama all that is more preferred, that one use the same water for the head, for that of the ears, or the water, so that them, so that's the view taken by some. They mentioned that as for that view is the qawl of Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Sa'id ibn Musayyib, Ata, Hassan ibn Sirin, and many of the ulama. Amongst the ulama of the madhahib, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmed, and the madhab of al-Rahyi, that they find that in Al-Baghawi rahimahullah mentioned ذهب إليه أكثر أهل العلم, that Al-Baghawi rahimahullah mentioned that as the view, as in the book Sharh Sunnah, that as the view taken by majority of the ulama, that a person use the same water from the head for the ears. And they meant, and go back to the hadith, al-udhunan min al-ras, that the ears are from the head, so the same water of the ear, the head, would be used for the ears. So that's concerning these masail that I discussed regarding this particular hadith that is mentioned. Also, so said as for the general benefit of the hadith, it shows regarding that this hadith يعني فيه بيان صفة الوضوء, regarding how to wipe the ears, where a person put this finger inside the ears and the thumb outside. So inside is wiped and also outside to the back of the ear. So that's concerning how the person perform concerning that. So the person will wipe inside, then to the ears. Are practiced by some that they do this practice, they said not to be done. So for a person to include after doing the ears, to wipe the neck, then not to be done. Is not to be done, as not ulama mentioned, that's an act of bid'ah. So from this it shows regarding the permissibility of the person wiping off his ears, and to be done once, so the ears being done, it to be done once as mentioned by As-San'ani, that's somewhat agreed upon. That is somewhat agreed upon. And in this case, both are done together. Both are done together. Regarding concerns, now both are done together. That's what is to be done. So now for a person do the right and then do the left after. So both are done together, simultaneous together. So both are done together. Not per se the person do the right and then do the left. Then that's not the way. So that's concerning what is mentioned regarding that particular hadith. So that hadith can somewhat give us some insight, are mentioned here by the author, regarding how to perform, how to wipe off the ears. So that's concerning those ahkam that can be taken from that particular hadith. What are the ahkam that can be taken from that hadith? That we have spent some time, more time than we thought, on this particular hadith. So we'll stop here for today, and we'll continue next lesson with the next hadith. We'll continue with the next lesson with the next hadith, but we'll stop here for today regarding this hadith, as this hadith took more time than we talked. So we discussed concerning this hadith of Abdullah bin Amr bin As, that we discussed concerning takhrij of the hadith. Also discussed concerning something about Abdullah bin Amr bin As regarding the Sahabi, and of those things that he and his father accepted Islam, that the son accepted Islam before his father, who was Abdullah. Abdullah bin Amr was known for his piety. Also, he is of those Sahaba who was known to have written hadith, and also of those who have memorized many hadith, and also retained many hadith by way of recording them, as stated by Abu Hurairah anhu, regarding that he used to write when Abu Hurairah anhu, did not wrote hadith. Also, the age difference between a father and son was just 12 years apart. So that's 12 years apart between father and son. That we mentioned that Abdullah bin Amr, that of those, even though he has many hadith, but did not narrate many, based upon of those who, either because of he was more involved regarding things of ibadah than that of teaching, and also he eventually settled in Egypt, in Misr, and also in Ta'if, where there were not per se many students of knowledge that used to go to those areas initially. So he was so he kept to himself mainly, rather than be in the of teaching, busy with teaching and the likes. So that's concerning Abdullah bin Amr and As. As for the hadith that mentioned here regarding the hadith, discussed concerning how to go about wiping, how kayfiyat wa sifa mas al-uzanan, how to wipe off the ears. And we discussed concerning that the hadith here that is mentioned, and also similar hadith regarding concerning a famous hadith, al-uzanan min al-ras, that the ears are the part of the head. That hadith of a lengthy discussion between ulama. Of the ulama, all the hadith to be daif, and of the ulama, all the hadith to be hasan by way of al-majmu' al-turuq. So because the hadith have many narration, we said over 9 sahabi have narrated the hadith. So they said of all this and that, all these hadith being combined together, they give strength to each other, or some give strength to their rated degree of being hasan. While some of the ulama, all the hadith going back to the Prophet ﷺ is not authentic. So the hadith going back directly to the Prophet ﷺ is not authentic, but rather is something which is more renowned among the Sahaba. So that is more some statement of the Sahaba rather than that of the Prophet ﷺ. Then as for the ahkam that can be taken, that we discussed concerning those ahkam regarding wiping, the ruling regarding, is the ears considered to be a part of the head? Is it must for the person to wipe the ears, or mustahab? Is to be done once, and so that's concerning of those masail that we discussed. So with that, inshallah ta'ala, we'll end here regarding this session today, and continue regarding other ahkam relating to sifat al-wudu. وبالله تعالى توفيق وهذه السبيل والآخر والحمد لله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.